Hello, welcome my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Bonne and I'm an artist. And in this episode today, I will be sharing you the process of this painting right here behind me. It's finished. thank thank God. Honestly, I've been so it's been 6 months, I would say, from the start till now the end. In the start it was still winter, and now clearly it's summer. So it's been a while. She's been cooking in the background, and I've been working on and off from it, which has its pros and cons with oil painting because I could wait a long time till the layers dry and then add onto it like little by little. And now its final resting place is here by my bed, and I love it. I love it so much here. Honestly, it's a perfect place. It's like the biggest chunk of white wall I had in my whole apartment. All the other walls are filled to the brim. So I'm super happy it can lay here. So whilst I sleep, it can protect me. The cactus can protect me. I feel like it has a lot of protective energy. So I'm calling upon that. And now, without further ado, without further chatting for my part, I will show you the process on how this all started. Anyway, this is my reference picture, and I took this in Spain by my house there in the mountains. Well, my parents' house, but yeah. And I don't know, I've been really into the idea of cactuses and the idea of protection. I've also been doing a lot of ceramics in that area. But right now you have the pleasure of seeing me paint and fix what's going on over here. Like, I'm really not loving this like emerald green. I think it's way too blue for what I'm trying to do here. So this is now like dry to the touch. This is oil paint, by the way. Actually, not that dry. Like, still have a little, not little green finger now. But yeah, I'm gonna try to cover it up and find colors that I like better. So what I'm trying to do momentarily is trying to get a bit into it. I sometimes find it hard when I'm just starting to paint again after like a time of hiatus, or maybe just trying to find like the energy back. I don't know. This painting is definitely a challenge for me because it is quite big, and I don't know. It's usually when I'm not working on my paintings, I leave them uncovered for a bit. But for this one, I've been like staring at it because it's so huge. So there's like no way to actually like fully cover it. So yeah, it's just finding my groove again, I guess. It also feels really good to be painting again, I must say. So that's always like a really nice feeling when you're doing something that you love. I don't know, I feel like painting is one of those things that so many things get in a way of you being able to paint or do. I feel such an easy thing to push back and be like, okay, I'll do that later, or I'll focus on that soon when I have time. But the thing is that you never have enough time to do the things that you want to do. Like, that's at least how I feel. And I don't even have like a child, for example, or like that many responsibilities, like caring for another human being. which I can imagine that would eat up like a lot of chunks of your time. The last painting I made was like this really realistic one, and I think my challenge for this one is to let go of it and to find like a bit more like of expression. I want to find a bit more expression in what I do, like fill it more in with feeling, instead of trying to focus mainly on technique. We're taking a little break and we're making some tea. Let me introduce you to Ollie. So little Ollie, and then I have some tea. It's called, it's like in Dutch, it's called Fireplace Romance, which it smells so delicious, and I have a special bowl that I can like squeeze in because Ollie is square. There we go. And then we put on some water. Okay, whilst I have a snack, I'm gonna be explaining a bit what I've been doing. So, I've been creating now a lot of shadows so that the light bits pop off even more, because the reference I'm using is quite shadowy, and I really love that tension between light and dark, and yeah, the darkness is what makes the light give meaning. Because if everything, you saw that in the beginning, when everything is like single toned, very light, it can come off as quite a flat image, like a bit boring, which sometimes is really fun to play with that as well, you know. But I really like the game between dark and light. I think that's where it gets really exciting, and it's also when it gets really exciting for the eye. So it's the next day right now, and I went along and worked a bit off camera. I don't know, I feel really like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I love the painting, but I feel like I added a bit too much dark to it. I was before talking a lot about how adding some darkness can give your painting a bit more tension and can make it a bit more interesting, but I feel like I went too dark into it, because there still needs to be quite a lot of dark details, like spots on the cacti. So it's been some time since I last was filming, and this beauty is still not done. I've taken like a long pause from it. It must have been like a month now, to make sure it gets really dry, and also I had other things to do. But today I am ready to attack it again. I was thinking what could be really fun to do is to kind of add some witchcraft to the creative making process. So I was thinking of making like a special tea to kind of open my third eye and my senses, and also make a what's it called, a incense, like an incense herb blend, to kind of lift the mood of the room and the space, to get me into the vibe. So I think I'm gonna leave the mugwort, because that really is to open the third eye, and to really also has a protective quality. I always whisper to my herbs, saying like, perfect. And I'm gonna add some lavender for some peace and some tranquility and being in a good headspace. Perfect. And then I'm gonna add some raspberry leaf for protection. It's actually really good for your blood pressure. Your blood pressure. And that's gonna be my tea blend for today. It's in my cactus. How cute. It's in my cactus cup and I'm painting a cactus. Yeah. I have my little incense bowl and my incense stick, which is a lavender incense stick. One thing about me, I love lavender, so that's that. So I'm gonna put that in just like so. And I'm just going to do the same thing with the herbs that I did with the tea. But this time, I'm also going to add some salt. I have some roses. Wait. I have some roses drying here, so I'm going to take some of that. Some of the roses. And I'm going to add them over here. And pump. So, this is what I'm looking at. My tea and my incense blend. Now we're 100% ready to go, no excuses. So I'm going to show you where I left off and then we're going to head up from there. This is where we left off last time. Nothing too crazy, but what's really nice now is, for example, for this point the paint is completely dry. So it's going to be really nice to add some lighter colors. I want to make this way warmer. Warmer is what I'm going for because it's quite cold now. I use quite a lot of cold greens and tones. And I want it to be warmer. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. Cheers. Okay, this is where I'm at now. I added in the sky with some blue, and then I wanted to add some more highlights in that same tone. I'm just not really sure about this here. I don't know. I just gotta trust myself and just keep on going. I really like what's happening here, like with the warmer tones, but again, like this light blue made it cold again. Oh, I think I'm just gonna have some lunch and just continue and just see where it leads me. But I'm quite pleased. I get going. It's so hard to stop. Okay, this is the cup. I didn't like that at all. Hello, it's a new day today and I'm back on painting. The last time you saw me was a few weeks ago. I changed my room again since then, and today it's a beautiful sunshiny day, but I wasted the whole morning kind of being in bed and not really having the energy. So this afternoon I decided to get back at it and painting. It can be so daunting when you're just halfway through something, and to keep on painting and to keep getting back on the horse. At least for me, that's challenging sometimes. I really like where it's heading, that's for sure. I really like the texture of it, and I think I just gotta continue and see this through, even though it's so hard. Yeah, for my painting, I'm not really in a hurry, but I do want to show you guys what I've been doing for ceramics. This is inspired by Delft Blauw, which is like blue on white porcelain normally, but this is just stoneware ceramic because I don't really work with porcelain. And then we have this one, so cute, this bunny, so cute, with some carrots on there, a horse, which I'm kind of upset about because I don't know if you can see it really well, but it has a lot of bubbles inside. Here you can see it in the reflection, and it's honestly my own fault because I put on the glaze too thickly because this bowl is like a bit bigger and heavy. So when I was dipping it in the glaze, I put it a bit too. Oh, sleeping in the sun. So cute, so cute. At the moment, my life is just quite hectic. I really do feel the toll of doing so many things at the same time. Especially this week where I had to, normally I have 2 days in the week where I can fully focus on my art outside of the weekends, of course. The weekends I try to keep free as much as possible, but sometimes making art is so lovely when there is no pressure on it. But I try to 2 days in the week normally just to see it as work and see it as a part of the routine, but I had to give one of my days up, and because of meetings and things that just come along your path which you cannot reschedule, and it's just so exhausting trying to do so many things at the same time. And I'm even thinking for the future, if I really do want my own studio and want my own practice, I need to be so good at guarding this space I create for myself in making art. I don't know, sometimes it makes me like really insecure and upset that that I cannot assign that much space to it because I have another study going on. If you don't know, I'm doing a study to become a teacher, an art teacher, which honestly I've been having a lot of reflections about that recently, because I never really wanted to become a teacher because I thought it would be me selling out from being an artist. So instead of me being an artist, I would be a teacher. And I thought I'd be like not following my dreams, if that makes sense. I wouldn't be doing the career that I really wanted to do. I'll just be teaching instead, which made me like really insecure and upset. But honestly, I found out that I really do love teaching and I do love sharing how important the creative practice is and what steps to take to become creative or to better someone's work, and that I ended up like really loving it. And that is great, especially because I found a good school that is a good match with me and what I like to teach and do, and so that's really great. Only I'm just so afraid that if I get a job there and I'll be working like part-time 3 times a week, that even that wouldn't be enough for me to focus on my art, focus on my paintings, because I do not only have like one art practice, I have the ceramics and the painting as well. But honestly, I don't know, I think it came more from insecurity, and I think this is a real problem for me. And I think it's also like, doesn't matter what you call yourself, what you do, if you practice art, then, and if you tell yourself to commit to it, you are an artist by nature because you're committing to a practice. At least I fully believe that. Sometimes if I'm going away and going back in and going away all the time, it's because I am looking at it from a further point of view. So I don't get lost in the detail, because that is something that tends to happen when you're really focused, laser focused, and like painting from this distance from your canvas, is that you can get lost in the detail of it. And looking at it from a further perspective can give you some ideas of how it looks as a whole. I think the shadows I chose were a bit too harsh, so I'm just gonna ease them down a bit. I would love to know if you guys paint at all, and how do you balance your time between painting and the rest of your lives. Because yeah, it's hard, and the person I ask does it differently, and they find a different equation that works for them. I'm really curious about that, so if you guys want to share, let me know. I try to stay a bit cheaper in my materials, just because, yeah, nobody's paying me to do this. So yeah, I gotta finance myself. Yeah, that was the whole idea behind the teaching thing, honestly, was to be able to be my own sponsor, my own financier, because, yeah, otherwise, who's gonna do it? I mean, I'm open, I'm looking for financiers or sponsors, so if anyone wants to do that, no, I'm kidding, obviously I'm kidding. And my favorite, I might go for a snack break soon because I'm getting really hungry. Sometimes I get lazy in cleaning my brushes, and I'm really seeing the toll of that on my brushes, and I need to get better at that. I need to like get better at cleaning them, because they're essential tools to my practice. Also, by the way, I want to let you know, please don't use toilet paper when I'm doing that, but it shouldn't. I've heard that it can, paper and oil paint can make catch fire, so I really wouldn't recommend. I'm just, like I said, I tend not to give that many fucks, so yeah. Probably I should. Don't be like me. Give fucks. Yeah. Hi my beauties, we're back. Let me show you where I left off. I don't know if the focus will be really good or it will focus on my face, but I'll put in close-ups so you'll see what I'm talking about. It's I think like a month further since I last filmed. I was working a lot at night. Finally I got a lamp for in the evenings, but still it isn't really working so well as like the colors are still different in the daylight. So I started working on this part here, which I got really excited about, but these parts over here, they're too green. I want them to be a bit bluer so that it falls more into the shadow, and I think I'm figuring out a lot how I want this painting, in which direction I want it to go. I have these kind of mark making brush marks techniques that I'm really like excited about to really incorporate in the different cacti. I think that's the way I want it to be, just kind of like these swirly techniques those really excite me, and then I can easily have different colors next to each other and go further with that. I also gotta choose which parts and which details of the painting I want to be in the foreground, so those get all the love and all the detail, and the ones that are gonna be more in the background, they're gonna be a bit more subtle, so they're not gonna be as worked off, because otherwise you don't give the eye of the viewer a place to land, you know? Land on the painting, make its way through, and then exit. Oh, I'm a bit upset because I've been a bit sloppy with how I clean my brushes. I haven't been doing a really good job at it because the cleaner I've been using is also the medium, which the medium by the time you're painting gets really messy, so I haven't properly cleaned my brush, and this is like the result, that it's like a brush that's kind of like not elasticy anymore and it's like full of paint, you see. So sucks to be me. Luckily I have another brush. This one seems to be quite okay. I just need to be careful with that because it's really shit if I mess up my favorite brushes just because I was like not asked to clean it. So I got all my colors down for today. What was a total game changer? I was using ultramarine blue, which is a colder blue, and because I wanted this to be quite warm, I got a Russian blue, which is a much more warmer toned blue, which it was a total game changer for this painting, and honestly for my painting style in general. I do like to paint a bit with warmer tones and use colder tones as shadow, but the overall feel of the painting, I like it to be a bit more warmer, especially for the theme of this because it talks all about like protection and feeling protected. So I want it to be a warmer feel than a colder feel. So game changer. Oh my goodness, I've been really like fighting with this spot over here. I don't know if the canvas is too shiny or not, but this cactus that is withered and is kind of rotting. Since it's the center of the canvas, I do want to like really make it something special. But now because I have like really big contrasts here, this one over here falls a bit flat in my opinion. So this is constantly what is happening, that I'm like finishing a part, I'm like, okay, perfect, and then I look back to my other work and I'm like, oh no, it's like not fitting anymore in the same way. And I think that's one of the challenges when you work layer by layer, or you work like with a really long period of time, is that your eye changes, your skill changes, you change as a person through time. So the shorter time you take for a painting, the more whole, on not necessarily whole, but the more similar eye you have within the span of you painting it. Which I'm noticing now, which I never really noticed as a problem, but I'm noticing now that I'm redoing a lot of stuff that I did before, or re-detailing it, or placing it, because it looks better in the context of the whole thing. Hi. I look really cute right now because I have a dinner, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna wash myself. I'm gonna wash myself, I'm gonna wash my hair, I'm gonna put some makeup on, and so I'll wait till the dinner is here. I'm gonna do some more painting. I was just stressing out that I was not gonna be able to get ready in time if I just continue painting, so I did it the other way around. I'm gonna put my hair in a clip so I don't get my new washed hair in my paint. Hi guys, so it's a few months later. We're in June. Are we in June? Wait. Okay, no, it's still May. It's the 28th of May right now, and I have found like a little bit of time where I can work on my painting. This painting right now is super dry. I let it dry for a long time, very on purpose, letting it dry, not not having time for it. But I've been doing some other stuff. I've been really obsessed with water and like painting of water, so I did like this little block here, which I ended up loving how that looked. So it's really like a big recommend for you guys if you have ideas, like plotting it down like this, like a little canvas like this, just like a little piece of wood that I primed and then planned. And honestly, it's just like immediately you get like an end result. You get like that dopamine that says like, yeah, completed something. It's like, I'm gonna want to do this bigger. And this one is not done yet. As you can see, I did the base and I still gotta add like the little like fairy sparkle things. So that is that. I love, like, I'm just really into like turquoise, blue, like all these colors are really what I'm obsessing about. Ceramic piece, which is so cute, also in this turquoise, and you can open it like that. You should be. There we go. You open it like this and it's a pot, and there you go with a little mermaid on top. Let me zoom in on the mermaid. So cute, adorable. I think this is so beautiful and I really like how the glaze turned out. Very happy with that. So yes. So let's go back to the cacti and finish this big boy up. I really am so excited to finish it. I think it's like at its end right now. It's gonna be done very soon and I'm really excited. this is what I struggle with a lot with this painting. It's just like keep showing up, even though like the stakes every time were raised higher and higher, and I had to match that, you know. And even though like I've made like countless of mistakes, I feel like with this painting, but I think the patience of oils and having like a much bigger time frame and allowing the paint to dry and afterwards painting over that again has really allowed me to be a bit more easier, because indeed in the past I was painting faster, which meant like 2 days and the paint is still wet, so like if there was a mistake I wasn't able to correct it because I would have already moved on by the time it's dry and done like doing another project. It's like one time wonder, like do it one time, it's perfect, okay, and then I move on. Even though like it lays in the practice, it lays in the constant showing up and you feeling confident from that instead of feeling confident from the product. Which like the product definitely helps, like I feel so happy with it, but most of the time you finish a painting and like what about it, you know, like I paint on it and I think like, oh my god, masterpiece, this is gonna be in a museum, like everyone's gonna see, it's gonna be so amazing. But then the reality of it is like it hangs in my house, like okay, maybe I get to show it one time in like a mini expo or something, you know, and then like that's the end of it, like most of the times, you know. So like why am I putting like, why is the pressure so high, why am I like yeah, feeling so pressured all the time to like make it perfect? So it makes no sense, like no logical sense whatsoever, but sometimes like the heart goes a bit strange. And I feel like this is such like a part of art making and the creative process is like facing yourself, facing your shadow, and not combating it but like taking it with it and going through the motion and being strong enough to do it again, like over and over again, like all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like my inwards journey, my emotional journey with this painting, because even for you, like you're watching me like paint, and in any way, shape, or form I can inspire you to pick up a brush, like I feel like I already won, like then this has fulfilled its purpose. But I don't want you to think like, oh my god, like there is no point of me painting because someone already can do it better than I can, you know, like in that case you missed the point. I'm so sorry. You missed the point. Because um uh my goal, like my mission in this lifetime is to spark creativity, spark inspiration in others, you know. And the point is not to be perfect, the point is not to have like a masterpiece of a result. It is showing up and that being a constant. It is like just keeping on practicing, keeping up, picking up that paintbrush, you know, and enjoying the time of it. Especially I feel when your creative skill becomes also your job, you often get robbed from that joy because there comes so much pressure on it. And even though this painting is not my day job, I even still feel that pressure. So I don't know how that is for you, but I must imagine you to feel some pressure as well when you're painting. And if you're not, then like kudos to you. Like that's really hard to just like be in your enjoyable state all the time and not feel any pressure when you're making something. That is a skill, and you should be really proud of yourself if you're able to do that. I'm not there yet, and I don't think I'll be there yet, like for years to come, because I think it's just a part of like a personality thing. But I will promise myself this, that I will keep on showing up the best to my abilities and not let the pressure be too high. So I hope you can in some way make this promise to yourself also, or something where you feel comfortable with yourself. Maybe it's just as small as I'm open for inspiration, I'm open for more of a creative practice, or I'm open to viewing more beauty, you know, in the world, which is also a skill, like finding nooks and crannies of fascination, beauty, or like something that truly like captures or captivates you. Like looking is also a skill, like being able to see that, being able to look around enough to find something that captures your eye instead of I don't know, looking away. A little update of where I'm at. So I'm like nearly done. We're at the finish line, and today I was working on the foliage over here and putting in some light on the leaves over there, and also I don't know if you can see, but this area over here I like put it with the background color, with the light color, because I just wasn't happy with the plants there. And now I'm kind of debating what I should do with that. Maybe add like some little leaves so it doesn't look as barren. Yeah, and then at the end, this area over here, which needs a little love care. I've been, like, for context, I think I started this last year in, I don't know, I must look back at my footage, but it's been like probably half a year, probably like 6 months, like this painting, doing it. I mean, I haven't been working on it full time, thankfully, otherwise that would be a lot, but like every time I had a chance I did. But I would love to know what your thoughts about it is, or like how you feel about it, because at the end of the day I just make this and then I put it out into the world, and then it becomes its own thing, because people come with their points of views and their stories and their lives, and they look at it and they see something totally different. And I think that's such a beauty of art, because you create something with your intention, but that it can create its own intentions and it can inspire other people inside of themselves. Anyway, I'm rambling, so guys, I'm so excited. I think today is gonna be the day where I finally finish my painting. I wanted, I don't know, it's quite like reflective, but this part over here, I'll do zoom ins. I'm sure I'll have zoom ins. Turned out so good. Like this really like grayish violet mixed within the orange. It just chef's kiss. It's so good. Only I tried to recreate it like down over here, but it just turned out a bit messy and a bit forced. So I'm gonna have to change that. And I'm adding maybe a little bit of dimension on the leaves here on top, but after that I'm just gonna call it a day. I'm just gonna finish it off. I'm so excited. Here are the results of the painting, the product. I am so very grateful you were able to stick to the end and watch the whole process of painting this painting. I love you so very dearly, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much.